On the 22nd of January, 2023, Marion County, Florida, a man recovering from a life-threatening medical condition calls law enforcement not because of a break-in, but because of a dead rescue dog and a string of disturbing threats.
Hello.
Sorry, I can't stand too long.
It's okay.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
So, here we are in a CF.
A little bit.
So I don't know what to do or what's going to happen from here. They've kept texting me just since we've been on the phone. Now they were back to wanting my personal dogs. I just haven't responded to them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, law enforcement doesn't get involved with dog calls, and animal control is going to be if anyone does anything about it, animal control is going to be the one to come out and investigate stuff. But
and I knew that. I was actually going to call animal control and have them do a walkthrough on my own voluntary basis, but the way things are going, speaking to you is my first step, because he can't even go to work because they somehow got on his Facebook or something.
Well, they know that the Winn-Dixie is the only one near this area, so obviously look at that one probably.
They tracked him down and demanded that he gets on the phone about a dog immediately, or they were going to come in and with the sheriff and have him arrested. And then yesterday, they kept insisting that they get there's one more dog here that's theirs, which I don't feel like transporting, period. We were supposed to adopt that dog, but yeah, they want it back, which is fine. I lost my train of thought. But when they kept insisting, and they said that my health wasn't a good enough excuse, and that Andrew having to work is not an excuse not to give them their dog back.
okay.
And now they want me to drive 2 hours to take them one of my personal dogs that they think they're entitled to, that we've had, that had no business, not even a link to them. And they want one of my old senior dogs that's unfortunately going to pass away. And then they want me to take their last dog back to them. He called in work and said he'd be there as soon as he can, but he's scared to go to work. He's scared to even put a dog in his car.
I don't really want another dog in my vehicle. I don't have to,
And I just don't know what to do, because I'm not healthy enough to make that car ride. I just had a blood clot removed from my leg. I have a severe blood clotting disorder. The whole time I was in the hospital, I begged and begged and begged for help. I said, at least until I'm better, just let me get better, let me get better. And now here we are. I don't know what to do. I'm scared to death. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to get a lawyer. I'm trying to do everything.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as far as the dogs go, and the arguments over the dogs and who gets the dogs and what needs to happen with them, animal control have to get involved in that. The only thing I can really do for you is investigate if a crime has occurred.
Well, that's what they're saying happened, because we had to put the dog down.
Well, yeah, but you having to put the dog down, if you're saying that it was in self-defense,
it was,
and the dog, you weren't being cruel toward the dog, then there's no crime committed.
I would have never, I love dogs. I never would have intentionally brought harm to an animal unless it was life or death.
Right.
And
yeah, so I mean, based on what you're telling me, no crime has been committed.
So I need a report just something saying that I spoke to you, you came out to the house, and then I need advice on what to do for today, because I don't know what to do about getting that dog to him.
Advice as far as what?
What to tell him, because they're not going to leave me alone, and they will end up going to his work. They've almost got him fired once.
Okay. Well, again, I can't give you any advice on as far as the animals, because that's animal control. I can make sure they're notified, or I can try to call them myself for you, but like I said, the only thing I can do is investigate if something criminal has happened, and based on what you're telling me, nothing has happened that's criminal.
And that's what Jeff told me, my friend I was telling you about.
Right.
So I just...
Where did you shoot the dog?
Right over in that area. Because he pushed us out of the house.
How many times did you shoot him?
He wouldn't stop until the clip was empty. It was that strong. And it only had 7-round clip. It was a 9mm. And I was so nervous. It's one thing talking about it and going to the range, but actually having to use a firearm in self-defense for the first time is a totally different ballpark. I'm sure in your position you're well aware of that.
Yeah. Where did you bury him here?
Yeah. There's some aluminum in front of Andrew's vehicle.
Just because, I buried a cat before, and the next day I come out and it's gone because, the bears and...
Yeah.
Yeah, a little kitty passed away. So we put the aluminum on there.
So he is buried.
The body.
He is buried, and there's aluminum over it.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, like you said, it sounds like you were just wanting it documented and written up. Like I said, there's nothing criminal, so I can't arrest anyone for anything.
When does animal control open up again?
What do you mean?
When are they available? For me to speak to them.
For us to contact them, it's usually immediately, and I can put in a report for them. But I can't tell you when they would be able to respond or call you back, because they probably work a lot of calls.
So I just didn't know if I should call them myself as well.
I'm sure it wouldn't hurt. But yeah, animal control is going to take care of everything animal related. So they'll invest. I'm sure they'll have their own investigation to do as far as the animals here, and maybe transporting or taking custody of the dogs. Because if they're not yours and you're not wanting them here anymore, you want them back to where they belong. I'm sure animal control can help you with that. But other than animal control getting notified, the only thing I can really do for you is just document it for now, so that it's written up somewhere.
Alright. Yeah. Because I don't want to take the dog and hand it to people I don't know or anything. And like I said, I guess I'm not important enough, but we both just need time to just chill before
Relax.
we know what our next move is.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get here till almost 4 o'clock. And I started my day at 5:30 in the morning. So, and then they started texting at 4:30 and 4:31. I did respond to it immediately because, I was in the middle of something.
Right.
And that's why they want me to do what they want right then and there, plus keep up on all my responsibilities. They'll send 20 text messages in 5 minutes. It's crazy.
Is the main number texting to calling you, is it Vicky?
It's Vicky, Connie, this girl named Summer, but...
It's on a group message, though, too.
Yeah, I kind of blocked her because I just one less person to deal with. And this lady named Jill, and she's in Michigan. Connie's either at her house in Miami or at her other house in Kentucky.
Okay.
Vicky is wanting to come up here, which I don't want her up here tonight.
She knows where you live?
Yeah, she's been out here before. to take one of my personal dogs, which I don't want her to do. And like I said, I just need, I tried driving the other day into the town of Salt Springs. I'm so worked up and just so stressed out. I fell asleep at the wheel. And he's got to work, he's stressed out, but that doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
As long as they get what they want, they've adopted dogs out that have severely hurt people. With the dog that I was telling you about, when he came here, I asked they adopted him out to a family in Brooklyn. And I said, well, to help me out, may I contact that family to see what went wrong, to see what I need to work on. And the guy came right out and said he's crazy. He bit my daughter in the face, and he bit me. And
The same dog?
the same dog that turned on us. And he's like, no one would help us. They wouldn't let us put us down, said they were, da-da-da-da-da. So he shipped the dog back, and the dog immediately came off a bus from New York and stayed the night in Miami, and then put back in a car and brought out to us. We met him at a pet supermarket in Ocala.
And you've had it since Thanksgiving-ish?
The 17th.
17th or 18th.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. I'd have to look at my phone. No paperwork, no nothing.
And who met you? Connie did?
Yeah. And she's like, oh, look how skinny he is. I said, yeah, I think he needs medical attention. And they're like, well, let's just wait. And finally, I'm like, he needs medical attention. Well, then my health rapidly declined. So I had to cancel the appointment. And again, that's on me, because our lives don't matter as long as the dogs are okay. That's all they care about. They don't care. A dog could walk across the street and maul a 5-year-old little child, and they'd take the dog out of state and adopt it out, tell people it's perfectly fine. That's the kind of people you're dealing with.
Just so they get their check off that they saved another dog out of the shelter.
Okay. Have you gotten animal control out here before?
I've never had animal control out here.
Have you ever had deputies come out for noise complaints or anything? Okay.
We've never had any letters or anything left here.
Okay.
I mean, there's dogs everywhere. I mean, down the street,
yeah,
they got all those
for
swap
sure.
group. I mean, he's had issues before, I know, because somebody just doesn't like him, I guess. But
Yeah.
he takes really good care of his dogs.
Yeah.
And his sister lives next to us, and she's got a whole bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people haven't complained out here.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we're over our head. And
Which I'm working on getting rid of and getting down to what we can manage. But that's a different story. That's not a law enforcement,
Yeah, so there's 2 different ways we can document this. I can give you a transaction number, and I will pretty much write everything what you told me down on my computer, and I can call Vicky and a few other ones, talk to them and see if I can get them to leave you alone until all this is handled with animal control. Or I can do the exact same thing but pull a case number, and it's more of a report type thing. Both of them have the same outcome. It's just one
whatever's easiest for you for coming out here and letting me talk to you.
Okay. I'll make sure. I'm gonna make a phone call real quick and make sure I don't have to do a case number because there was a shot fired or 7 shots fired. But as soon as I find out, I'll get you a transaction number or a case number, and I'll give you a card, and then I'll get your information. Okay.
All right.
All right. Just give me a few minutes. Do you have a firearm on you now?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you have a quick second. Alright, so this call, the guy is he's taking care of foster dogs. One of them came at him and was attacking him and chasing him around, so he shot and killed it. The people who took the dog to him, they're now upset because, he doesn't need to have dogs. He needs to have his dogs taken away. So they're just, sending him texts saying people are gonna come and take all of his dogs away. They're gonna come and take care of it. He says he doesn't. Whatever is easiest for me to document it, either transaction number, case number, he's fine with either. My question is, since he is telling me that he, shot the dog, animal control obviously needs to get involved. Do I need to pull a case number because of that? Hey, Sarge. This call I'm on, before I leave, I want to make sure I do everything that I need to do. So he, like I said earlier, he was in fear the dog was going to attack him. He had a couple scratches. He said that he unloaded a clip into the dog because it wouldn't stop coming at him. They buried it in the yard. It's covered up. He said he wants it just documented to save his own, backside. He said he's fine with either a case or transaction number, whatever one is easier. Now, my question was, the first thing, does an ag deputy need to be notified so they can come look at it?
Send them an email and just say, hey, let's backtrack for a second. Do you think if you do not write an actual report on it, it's going to come back and bite you? If you think it is, write an actual report on it.
Right.
Then, send an email to Struble and Manning. Hey, FYI, this guy called in about this. It's documented under, whatever case number. Can you just review it? Tell me if, I need to do anything else or if you guys want to get involved in this. And then one of them, probably Struble, will send you an email back saying yes, no, okay, I looked at it, no,
Okay.
you don't have to have the guy under the dog. Unless one of them truly needs it, you don't need to do anything.
Okay. All right. And then, so just for clarification, in the future, I don't have to necessarily pull a case number because he shot the dog and because animal control needs to be notified.
You can just notify animal control and just say, hey, look, this is what happened, this is what he did. I wrote a report on it, just want to notify you guys, which is more than sufficient.
Yeah. Okay.
But typically, we don't hook up to those.
Yeah,
But it is the lieutenant's neighbor, so we'll do due diligence.
Right.
Based on the conversation we had. And lieutenant, that you need to do a report within the room.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
Super simple as an information.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. All right. Bye. So I went ahead and pulled a case number for you. I'm going to document this in a report. What I'll do is I'll contact animal control, let them know about it, and I'll also contact our agricultural deputies. They deal with agricultural and animal-related stuff, so they'll be notified. They'll let me know. I'll let them know if they want to come out and look and talk to you about it. They can. I'll give them all your information. I will also contact Vicky and see if I can get her and her friends to leave you alone until this is all situated. But like I said,
I just sent a text message about when I'm bringing the two dogs up. There's no way, officer, I can do that.
Like I said, I'm not getting involved in that. I can't. I'm not going to make you drive anywhere with dogs. I'm not going to tell her I'm going to make you drive anywhere with dogs because I have no control over that. So until animal control gets involved, they can better facilitate that for you guys. And I'll let Vicky know that too if I can get a hold of her. What's your first name?
Burton, excuse me, Berton.
Last name?
Edwards.
Do you have a middle name?
Thomas. On my ID.
No, that's okay. Your birthday?
7/19/1980.
7/19/80?
Yeah, 1980.
A good phone number for it is the one you called with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. About how tall are you?
5'11".
About how much do you weigh?
Last time I was weighed before I got sick, I was 260. I don't know now.
Brown hair, brown eyes?
Yeah.
Alright. 10-4. Like I said, I'll call Vicky and see if I can get them to leave you alone for a little bit until everything's situated. I mean, as far as harassment goes, it's a little difficult because the way the statute is written is they have to, over a period of time, they have to text you an obnoxious amount of times, but it has to be for absolutely no reason. It has to be documented as they're doing it just to harass you and just to bother you, just for absolutely no reason, just for their own gain. I get that it may seem like that, and that is a little ridiculous that they're texting you as many times as they are, but their argument and a way that the state attorney's office can look at it is well, they're texting about the dogs. That's their reason for texting him. They're concerned about the dogs, yada yada. You know what I mean? So as far as harassment goes, I'm not going to be pursuing charges for anyone on that, but I will document it for you that this is going on. Obviously, if it worsens or there's other things that are mentioned that is more concerning to you, give us a call and we'll come look through everything, okay? With that being said, is there anything else we need to talk about before I leave?
When do you think animal control will?
I don't know. It really depends on how busy they are today, but I'll be notifying them as soon as I leave.
Because I'm gonna lock the gate after you leave. Just
yeah, I'll let
secure.
I'll let them know that you have a gate and that they can call you first before they come out. Okay.
Yeah, just for my own peace of mind.
Yeah. No, I get that. All right. Does that work for now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Try to have a better day. Okay.
As of the report's filing, no arrests had been made. Edwards remained deeply concerned about the remaining dog in his care and about his own safety. Law enforcement determined that the shooting was legally justifiable. However, further investigation into the dog's background and the remaining adoption dispute was passed to animal control. Despite offering minimal recourse, Deputy Helinski's documentation may have provided the only shield Edwards had against a situation spiraling beyond his control.